Jacqueline and Adam, I want to start with something that you may not see coming, but I'm going to ask you about something that's on your website. I think it's really interesting. I like the way that you break it into chapters, and I'm going to skip ahead to chapter 2, which is Enough's Enough. And it's here, I'm going to read it out. It says, Jackie, a licensed CPA, and Adam, a licensed attorney, had finally had enough. They began sharpening their skills, digging into the tax code, obtaining further certifications, and using their own business as an alpha test for a tax strategy business. In that first year, they reduced their own tax bill by over $250,000 when their prior tax preparer wouldn't do much more than calculate the estimated taxes they needed to pay. And in parentheses, you put, which, by the way, he got wrong. So I found that really interesting. I think the way you broke that down is really cool in the chapters, but let's talk more about that. I think it's really just kind of the origin story. So let's talk about the origin story. And so whoever wants to go first, go ahead.
Sure. So I'll go first. I joined Adam's law firm in 2019, a year before COVID hit, almost to the day. And so we had all of our eggs in one basket, basically trying to scale and grow his law firm. And that's when we realized we could help a lot of people with all the different COVID relief that was out there. And that was kind of our origin story from the standpoint of I was working in big companies, doing a lot of reading and implementing accounting rules. And Adam had a lot of background in the law. And so putting our heads together and trying to get together programs to help our clients. And then from there, we were like, oh, we can't have these tax savings stop. Let's see how else we can do this when we're not in a state of crisis and, when the tax code allows for it.
If you look at the growth trajectory of our firm, it goes up and to the right. And then there's this inflection point in 2019 when Jackie joined and we completely took off. So, made the Inc. 5000 list, started making a whole bunch of money doing really cool stuff, and really got sick and tired of that same conversation once a year of congratulations, you made a bunch of money, so here's what you owe, and here's the estimates that you should pay next year. And like any true entrepreneurs, we looked at a problem, said there's got to be a better way, and then we went out and turned that into a business.
How did you come up with that new way? Because it's breaking that mold can be difficult sometimes. So what was it that you all focused on in making sure that you created a better way?
It all comes down to planning, right? I think the reason why everyone paying taxes, so much in taxes and so seemingly last minute when you're an entrepreneur is because you're not thinking ahead of time of what you can be doing to save on your taxes. You're reacting to your numbers. So knowing your numbers and thinking ahead of what you have coming down the pike, having a plan, a business plan, and how you can structure it in a way that legally makes sense and also can save you on your taxes is really where it's at.
I mean, I have a business management degree. I have an MBA. Jackie's got her CPA. We both worked for a Big Four accounting firm, and nobody teaches small business tax, right? A lot of people can go and figure out like the individual tax filing, H&R Block stuff, and then the really complex stuff is what we did at the Big Four firm. But there was this apparent gap in the market of like, well, who helps the small businesses? I was out doing tax work for mega corporations, saving them tens of millions of dollars on their taxes every single year. And it's like, but nobody does that for us. And full disclosure, we're not the only business out there that does this, but it is a small percentage of the accounting market that understands the value of proactive planning, that understands how to do the proactive planning and understands how important it is, so that, we have an obligation to get this in front of our clients so that they know the service even exists, because we didn't know it existed for our first 10 years in business.
Yeah, especially for law firms, it definitely seems like a lot of the companies out there that they tailor to law firms are really, it's more for the big firms, not for the small firms. So I love what you all are doing.